Welcome back to more Guild Wars 2. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of time trying to reactivate this. I had it bug out on me earlier. But we gotta talk to Karis.
Stand and face me, you treacherous eels. Deliver Tegwin back to me safe and sound, or I will cut you into fishing bait. And hey, are you listening?
She is adorable, isn't she? And I'm actually not even sure the class she's supposed to be. I'm not awfully familiar with all the classes. But she's pretty awesome. But only 3 guys spawn and they're quick murder.
Slithery creatures, I'll chop you all into bait.
You were supposed to wait. Rushing off like that could have gotten you captured or killed. What were you thinking?
Thinking? I was thinking I should wait. But then I stopped thinking that because they were Krayt. Those eels will pay for harming Tegwin.
All right, loose cannon. I see some Krayt spires over there. If Tegwin's their captive, they'll be holding her in one of those. Come on, let's go get her back. Together.
Yeah, Karis is pretty awesome.
I'll follow. Don't worry.
She's a bit awkward. Now, she does actually have some pretty decent combat capabilities. Unfortunately, they're not going to get shown off because she is going to be spending a lot of time in the water, and frankly, I am not. In fact, because she doesn't follow me that well, I am nearly going to die. She just seems to aggro towards the crate. As seen here, I head up here, and she's still in the water doing Karis things. Now, 3 Krayt are not awful. I mean, they're my level, but they're not awful. What's awful is the fact that I did not focus down the one that was extremely weak. But there was a minor advantage to getting them all pretty weak, and that all it took was 1 rock to get me back on my feet.
I might not make it.
Except that guy. I hate that guy. It says he pulls. It doesn't say anything about extreme knockback.
Free me from this cage. Have mercy.
Now, I actually had, at this time, absolutely no idea where the prisoners were. Much less that there were suddenly going to be 3 more Krayt out of nowhere. Fortunately, they don't last very long. And we're also very fortunate in that my swings actually do have quite a bit of area of effect on them. I've actually discovered since that a regular longsword actually has a larger arc than the greatsword, but I wanted Karis to follow me, and she is in the water, and I actually had no idea why. I think I decided to see if I could fetch her. Either that or I decided to ignore her. Either one is entirely possible. Yeah, see what I mean? She was trying to follow, but she was still in the water. I have no clue what was up with that. But some more items. You'd actually be surprised how a lot of the blue items you get off of enemies are quite useful. Mainly as crafting items. So they're always very good to collect. But here's Tegwin and some others.
Tegwin, are you all right? Thank the mother tree, I was so worried.
Is this the celery stalk you keep babbling about, Tegwin? Well, spank me and call me apprentice. Looks like your salad days aren't over after all.
Karis, what are you doing here? Why have you left your post? You have a duty to protect Anwin. One of us must be there.
By the alchemy, stop being a warden for 10 seconds and just thank him, you wilting shrub.
Please don't be mad. I had to find you. I had to. I just couldn't think of anything clever. Then the Valiant came and did amazing things, and here we are.
Oh, Karis, you may not be a genius, but you have such a good heart. Thank you for not giving up on me.
Some of us are still in cells here. It's been really great waiting to be a crate snack, but my toes are shriveling and I'd like to go home.
Of course. My regrettable Asura companion is correct. We must free all the prisoners, even the annoying ones. There's a crate jailer out there in the water. He'll have the keys to open these cages.
Don't worry, we'll find him. Everyone gets out of here alive. Well, everyone except the crate.
Now, that is somewhat interesting. This is actually the first time in-game that I've had the Asura mentioned by name. They're the little people. They tend to be the engineers. They're smart-ish. But as you can also tell, they're extremely insulting. Most of them. They just don't have a way with words. But unlike last time, we're going to actually have Karis here to help. Now, the jailer is actually way down at the bottom. That would not be him. He's even further down than this one. But it's always good to take out some of the excess crate, if only because otherwise they're going to get involved, and lots of crate getting involved is a bad idea. Just on all levels. Just showing off that wonderful 5th skill we have with the spear. It is actually extremely good. Arguably one of the best damaging abilities we have with that. Probably even better than the number 2 skill, which is a series of fast jabs. I really like it. Again, I was not following the marker, so I found this guy instead. Now, as I said, crate don't tend to last long. I have no clue why I went after this guy. He was not in the vicinity at all, but a little bit more crate to kill. And, of course, he tended to poison the water. Now I notice the little symbol, and I'm like, he's probably under there. And I'm right. Now, they're not lying when they say he immobilizes. It's from this point on, a lot of the enemies tend to have varying abilities. It's very good, I think, that they just tell you about them straight up, like, hey, this guy sinks you, and he immobilizes you. There will be a lot of even basic enemies from here on out that have those kind of traits. And it's a good thing that they tell you. A lot of MMOs will not tell you that your enemy, hey, can suddenly immobilize you. It's just you don't know until all of a sudden, hey, you're immobilized. And then you're like, oh, well, that sucked. I didn't know I could interrupt him. But I'm not using all my skills as efficiently as I could. And that is problematic, actually, more than anything else. Because he really isn't that damaging. I'm not actually sure if Karis has health in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of NPCs do. I mean, even just NPCs, not just those who will follow.
Seize the moment.
Now, you probably saw that key. It took me a little bit to figure it out, but back up we go to free them.
Good men. May the sun
Frogman,
bless you. I am free.
Tegwin, and insulting Asura.
Pages almost as much as I hate logic problems. Thanks.
And now we have to get them out of here, which is fairly simple. I mean, they stuck the crate spire very close to land, so it's not hard to get them here, and they follow. Their following AI is actually pretty good. And some crate spawn, not like they're going to be hard, especially now that we got 3 other people following us. There, don't put up much of a fight at all, but we did get a green out of that. Unfortunately, it's a weapon I can't use. So it's gonna end up as scrap. A lot of things end up as scrap if I can't use it. No clue why I chose number 2 right there. The 100 strike, but I did. And onward.
I'm so glad you're safe, Tegwin. I was lost without you. I mean, I knew how to find north, but still lost.
I'm very proud of you. You kept the beach clear and you rescued me. Valiant, how did you happen to be in Anwen?
Traherne sent me. He hadn't heard from you since the letter you wrote during the storm where you mentioned an Orion artifact.
My mentor. I'm fortunate he was able to send you. He's taught me so much about defeating the creatures of awe. I wanted to get the artifact and send it to him for his research. It was a beautiful silver mirror, just radiant, covered in the designs of ancient ore. I saw it from my window during the storm, but the rains were too heavy to go out. When I went to search the beach the next morning, I was attacked by Krayt.
Hey, I was captured during that storm. I was checking the Skritt traps near my lab. You know, I think I heard those rats chittering about a slab of hard water. Might be your mirror. I figure I owe you one for the rescue. Those Skritt have a scratch near Zinder Slope. If you want, I'll show you where they live.
Oh, can we? I've never seen a Skritt house, and that way we could still get the mirror. Tegwin?
Well, Anwen's protected by the seed plants, and it is for a good cause. All right. Valiant, I'd like you with us. Shall we meet at Zinder Slope?
I'll see you there.
Now, Zinder Slope is actually in the next area we go to, which is actually not on this map, as you could probably guess by the fact I've done all the Vistas, skill challenges, and quests, which means we'll be moving on.
Onward.
After I, of course, put on a better helmet. And look at all the other miscellaneous stuff I happen to have. And do some minor inventory management. And scrapping of, well, everything that's not useful in the least. Including that horrible, wonderful green torch. Soulbound trophies. We all hate them, but I guess it gives you vendor junk. Anyway, from this point, we have to go all the way over here. Yep, just to this waypoint. And then further deeper into a new land. Welcome to Brisban Wildwoods. That is what this area is called.
What is our quest?
Just doing some looking around, because this place is... It looks similar, but it's also a much more dense forest.
I only know when I heard the call to this wild hunt pulling me here. That was only recently.
Perhaps the techniques that have failed in rooting out the inquest will do better with your particular brand of pest.
Brisban Wildlands is a secluded area that has drawn some unsavory attention as of late. The Nightmare Court has taken up residence in the caverns, as well as near our revered tree to the north. If you decide to travel here, be watchful at all times.
Yes, I decided to get that out of the way, mostly for myself. Now, this is what happens when you use an axe of wrong quality on higher level stuff. If it's a step lower, it's not going to work at all. You're just going to get literal junk. But we are off to see if these Skritt, which are the lovely rat-like creatures that we saw quite a while ago, we're going to see if they have the mirror or not.
Running! Running! Keep running!
Yep, these little guys. Hey, there's everyone else.
You, rat!
Can't wait
Give
to
us the
see
mirror
it
you
all.
picked up on the beach.
Mirror? Kispik doesn't know mirror. What is?
Big, rectangular, silver. You can see your reflection in it. Have you seen it?
Wait. Maybe? Yes! Follow!
Now, these guys are just absolutely adorable.
Do not forget, gather all the things.
They're just literally adorable little creatures. I hope they become a playable race in an expansion down the road, because if not, they'll have missed a great opportunity.
Is mirror?
No, Kispik. That's a statue.
Probably stolen, too. It's not as if the Skritt are sculptors.
Not stole. Found. Follow me. Maybe mirror is over there.
See what I mean? I mean, it's just adorable. The Asura absolutely hate Skritt. The rest of us, we're kinda... They grew on me very, very quickly.
Quick, quick, from here to... Yes! Is mirror, maybe?
Those were golems, you gibbering ball of fur. Now they're just junk.
No, Kispik, that's not the mirror either. It's silver and shiny.
Follow. We go deeper.
Now, we're going to learn something interesting about Skritt in a very short amount of time, and this is what really makes them very interesting.
There, now we go.
Watch how he kind of changes as more Skritt appear.
Ah, now I can remember. Here, this is the mirror you were looking for?
Yes, that's the mirror. Can we have it?
We can offer it in trade. If you fix these golems, the Skritt will give you the mirror. We want the golems to defend our home against the fire creatures. Is it a deal?
Strange. It sounded like Kispik suddenly became smarter. Is such a thing even possible?
More than possible. That's how Skritt operate. When they're alone, they're dumb as an electrocuted rock. Get a few together, and their intellect improves.
Oh, wow. I wish Silvari got smarter like that.
Me too, Fluffwit. Especially right about now.
Are you sure you can repair those golems, Laura? They look like a total mess to me.
Of course I can. But listen, I don't see why I should waste my time to save a horde of shiftless scavengers. We're better off if the destroyers wipe out these thieving Skritt.
You're getting ahead of yourself. First we see if we can even fix the golems, and then we figure out what to do with them.
Fine. Get out of my way, you soft-hearted artichoke. This'll be a snap. Search this squalid pit for the golem parts. Maybe I can make something out of them.
Now, there's only 4 golem parts. There's a Skritt or 2 running around with them. You can see him in the distance there. He's got a part. There's 3 others just lying around. Gotta give them to Laura once she gets to the golem.
Aha! A quasi-phasic reactor. This'll do nicely.
Or in this case, even beforehand. So I'm just going to cut all these since you have seen them all on the mini-map. Once I, of course, grab the one all the way up here. Because we did pass this one on the way in and you probably noticed it. Just kind of sticks out like that.
These golems are barely functional. We'll be lucky if they don't tip over, explode, or tip over and explode.
Just to emphasize how bad these things are in repair.
That's it. Crystal core. That's the last thing we needed. There we go. This golem's functional. Now then, shall I set its weapons for deep fat fry and point it at those annoying rats?
Lara, imagine you were back in the crate cage waiting to be eaten. It's the same here. We must protect the weak from the merciless.
And that's exactly what we have to do. We get to decide how we want to go. Set them to protection if you want them to be safe. If you want them to protect the Skritt.
Searching for destroyers.
Now, destroyers, you'll see shortly, are these nasty little fire-based enemy things. They tend to be fire-based and they just explode. That one had a rifle. No clue why it had a rifle on it, but it had a rifle. These things go down easy, even without the help of the golems, who we should actually be helping. As you'll see shortly, we will actually lose one of the golems, because I think I decided to go back here and get these things, and everyone else decided to stick with me, which was, as it turns out, a problem, because we lost one. Apparently destroyers have these trolls. They don't look like trolls, but they're pretty nasty. Most of the time. I was really sad that I lost one of the golems. Fortunately, I don't think it affects your rewards, which we won't actually be getting any rewards for this because, well, you'll see once these trolls are dead. There really isn't much to say. These guys are, as you can see, are immune to fire damage, which you would expect, but apparently that is something that has to be said. Goodbye, golems. May you serve the Skritt well. And now to get that mirror.
It's magnificent. Look at the detailing on the silver frame. There's something moving inside the mirror. Behind the... I can't quite see. It looks like... Why, that landscape, it looks like ore.
What happened? Where did Tegwin go? Oh, brambles. Did the crate take her again? Valiant, help!
The crate are nowhere near us, you yammering salad. That mirror must be cursed. Tegwin looked into it and vanished.
That's definitely not good. Even if I knew how to undo a curse, this mirror's Orion. It's far more powerful than I can handle.
We have to take it to Traherne. He's studied ore since the early days of the Savari. He'll know how to help Tegwin.
I was studying forced material transference long before that walking fern fell off the tree. Come to my lab instead. I'll locate your missing green bean and have her back here in no time.
You're very clever, Lara, but Traherne's a firstborn. What do we do? Valiant, you decide.
And the weirdest thing is I actually have no idea how to go straight to Lara's. Because as far as I can tell, which isn't very deeply, I have only one choice but to go to Traherne. Seriously, you'll watch as I ponder this. Well, let's go to Laura for help, and the way to go forward is let's take it to Traherne. And the other option is to take it to Traherne. Seriously, I have no idea. And when I go to that, it's like, no, Traherne can help. Either way, we're going to Traherne. Next time on the story This is Stomping Llama. We'll see you next time in Aerthin's story. This is Stomping Llama, signing out.
That put me into an adventurous mood.
It's more than mayhem. Never leave a wrong. Meditate. I contemplate.
On the battlefield?
In the wilderness.